Hi everyone, happy Saturday. I am winding up yarn for the West Knits Hybrid Knit Along, and I wound up my first 3 colors for the first shawl. This is going to be the crescent shawl color. So there's those, and then I got my last color right here, and I used for this shawl I'm using the Sweet George's minis party of 5, and I'm magic knotting them together because I couldn't find the full skein combination that I wanted, but I did only buy 4 packs, and for some reason I was thinking that would be enough, but I forgot that Sweet George's their base is a little bit heavier than most fingering weight bases, so it's 105 yards per 28 gram skein instead of 105 yards per 20 gram skein, which means I don't have enough, so I gotta order another one, which I'll do that today. But I have plenty to get me started, and then after that I'm gonna wind up the kind of triangular chevron-y type shawl color. I'm probably not going to cast on today just because I'm really in love with my Land of Sweets cowl, and I really just want to work on that. Forgot to mention the time. It's 12:11. I didn't get out of bed until 11 o'clock. I'm okay with that. I'm on vacation. Jason's in the shower, and then I think we are going to clean up the house, and then we're going to go get some bedding. I'm excited to go pick out some bedding. Hopefully we find what we need. We are upgrading everything, including pillows, blankets. Well, we're getting new pillows, we're getting a new blanket, a new comforter, and new sheet set. So am I weird for being really excited about bedding? This is basically our Christmas gift for my dad because he sent us money for Christmas, and this is what we're using the money for. But anyway, I'm really excited about today. I'm excited to get all the stuff done. Oh yeah, and before I started winding up the yarn for new projects, I cleaned out all my project bags that needed to be cleaned out because I finished 5 projects in 6 days. So I was starting to accumulate quite the mess. So I got where'd it go? Back there somewhere. My basket cleaned out. I put all the extra yarn that I had left over for my glamping blanket into the charity yarn box to either use for cranking hats or to donate because I am over those colors. I don't want to see them anymore. So but yeah, and I have like this bucket right here is completely empty. This shelf is empty. That shelf is empty. This shelf is half empty from all the stuff that I took out that I either used up in the past month or I gave away as gifts. So yeah, I need to fill those back in with some decorative stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna go wind up the yarn and then brush my teeth and do my hair because I didn't do that. As soon as I got out of bed, I started winding yarn. Anyway, I will check in soon. So, yarn has been caked. Christmas decorations have been put in boxes and back to the basement. Normally, Jason's like bah humbug every year. And normally, I wait until the day after Thanksgiving to put them up, and then I will fight to try to keep them up until New Year's. Normally, I end up taking them down like a week after Christmas. This year, he asked me if I was okay because he came downstairs from his shower and I was already putting up Christmas decorations. And I just didn't really, I forced Christmas this year. I really didn't want, I did it because I know I needed to do it, but also I'm over it. I'm done with it. So, that's the first thing I did. My glasses are dirty. I need to go clean them. I've been cleaning, so I'm a mess, but, I just wanted it to be over. I want this year to be over. And I know at the stroke of midnight on between 2020 and 2021, nothing real is going to change. It's going to be the same thing in the new year, but for me, Christmas is like the end. Like, I know New Year's is supposed to be the end, but honestly, I always see New Year's as the beginning. So, like, Christmas is just the end for me. Like, I'm done. Like, when I put away Christmas decorations every year, my year is done. So, anyway, I just have to do some dishes and vacuum and some laundry. Jason's vacuuming upstairs. I'm going to vacuum the main floor, and then we are going to go run some errands as quick as possible. You're gonna fall. You're gonna fall. Come here. Oh, kitty snuggles. Kitty snuggles. Hi, everyone. Okay, so it is 11:15, and I am working on my Land of Sweets cal. I'm really enjoying it. I am on color 10. I'm almost done with color 10. So I'm actually almost halfway through with this. And it has just been a lot of fun working on this. I really love how it's turning out. I'm loving the way the sequence of colors is. But today was super busy. So Jason and I really have barely left the house in 9 months. And when we do leave the house, it's normally I would say every 1 out of 10 times we leave the house, we go into a store. So, there were a few times that we've had to go into like Costco or Target or something like that. But we really haven't been doing that recently. And then today came. So there's this whole story behind, I don't even know how to talk about it. So I guess I'll just tell a story because I don't have a lot of footage for today anyway. So I don't even know if you guys care about this. But anyway, so I've had some serious bad luck with buying bedding. And every time I've purchased bedding, I have done it online, and it has either not been very good quality, or it's not really matched the photos, or it just hasn't really worked out the way that it's meant to. So when Jason bought us a new mattress as our Christmas gift, I say Jason bought it, we bought it, but anyway, when we bought, I basically had to get him to agree to it. Anyway, when we bought a new mattress as our Christmas gift to each other, he said, under one condition, I'm in charge of bedding this time. And I said, that's fine. Just make sure that you order it ahead of time so that it's here when the bed comes, because I want to use the bed that night. And he's like, okay. Well, that was like 4 weeks ago, and he never ordered any. And now our bed's coming on Tuesday. So today we were supposed to go to 1 or 2 stores to find bedding. We were thinking 1 store for sheet, 1 store for bedding. We haven't been inside of a retail store since January of last year, and we didn't realize that most of the stores like Macy's and JCPenney and even Bed Bath & Beyond were not really stocking items in store because of coronavirus. There's not as many people there shopping, so they just don't have as much in stock in the store as what they normally would have. And in fact, we went to the local mall, and there was like nothing. Like, it looked like a bomb went off, and they were missing 3/4 of their inventory. So we went to JCPenney and Macy's in the first mall, and they didn't have anything. So we went to the next mall that was it's like 25 minutes from our house, and thinking that because it was in a nicer area, they might have more stuff, and they didn't. So then we went to Bed Bath & Beyond, and we ended up finding, it was pretty much meant to be, because it was like the last aisle of bedding, and we were like, well, I guess we're just gonna go to Target and get something cheap to last us until we can buy something online. And we found it. So we found it, and hopefully it works out, and hopefully we went with white, which is a risk for us because we have Izzy and she is a black dog and she sheds. But that being said, we clean our bedding every day. We don't wash it every day. We vacuum it off every day, and we wash it once a week. So it should stay clean, and honestly, having white might be a benefit because it'll allow us to actually see the hair and see the dirt, so we know really when it needs to be cleaned instead of like guessing because we can't really see it because we have a darker color or whatever. Anyway, I've always wanted white bedding. We'll see how it works out. It's probably a dumb decision. If it is, we'll get something different. But anyway, so we found something, but it exhausted us, not only because we have not been used to being out in the public and around people. Well, first of all, we went to 5 stores, and was like, I was very, very anxious about doing that. I would like to say that I was impressed with how, like, I really want to say that I was impressed with how people were acting, but I just really wasn't, especially at the first store that we went to. And I'm trying not to draw a correlation between the location of the mall and the experience that we had, but to be completely honest, it was a very different feel at the first location versus the other. So there's this whole spiel I could give about the man and keeping the poor poorer while the rich get richer. And unfortunately, I feel like, the truth of the matter is, in a poorer neighborhood, there is less education. And I think that might have, I'm completely speculating, but I think that might be playing into why there were people walking around without masks on. Like, kids running all over the place with no masks, which I understand that under 2 it's hard to get them to wear masks, but I'm still not understanding why there were kids inside of a mall when really should only be essential shopping. But parents walking down with just masks around their neck, not even caring, not being conscientious of staying away from other people. It just didn't feel good. I didn't feel good to be there. We went to a mall that's 25 minutes north, and it was much better. Still had an issue kind of with people like crowding around, but honestly, there weren't that many people there considering it's a mall. But there were, I think because I hadn't been around people, I felt overcrowded. But everybody, I did not see a single person in the second mall not wearing masks. Like, a few people had them down here, which, by the way, public service announcement, in case you didn't know, this does nothing. You have snot and saliva and glands in your nose that can spread germs just like in your mouth. So if you're walking around like this, you might as well have it on your neck, because this isn't doing anything. We like to joke that we saw a meme, and we like to use the analogy that wearing your mask like this is like wearing your underwear like this, and you can only imagine what this is when we're talking about wearing your underwear like this. So anyway, there were a few people that had this, but I have to say it was much, 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 much better than the first place. But just the overall anxiety about, we wore our masks, we sanitized before we went in, we sanitized when we came out. Whenever we had the opportunity to wash our hands, we did. And at this point, I feel like we took all the possible precautions that we could have. to try to keep from getting it and try to keep from spreading it. But it still doesn't make me feel good that I went out in public, because I have been trying really hard to stay home unless I absolutely have to. And I know that bedding is like, to me, it was essential that we got bedding this weekend, because I can barely stand up and walk around without my back hurting. It's been better the last couple days, but it still hurts, especially in the morning when I'm sleeping on my crappy mattress. And so I really need to be able to use my new mattress this week, like for my mental health, for my physical health, for Jason's mental health, and possibly his physical health. I need to be able to use my mattress this week. I have not been sleeping. I mean, I could show screenshots of my Fitbit tracking my sleep, and I get between 4 to 6 hours of sleep. The last 3 nights in a row, I've gotten less than 5.5 hours of sleep. And it is what it is, but I will get off that soapbox. But long story short, I felt guilty about going out and shopping today, and it was way more stressful than I thought it would be. I thought maybe 1 or 2 stores, which was stressful enough, and the fact that we had to go to 5 different stores did not make me feel good at all. So what should have been also Jason was going to buy me an Apple Watch for Christmas, and I didn't know. And he was having a hard time picking one because he didn't know what I would want. So the whole trip today was supposed to take me to Costco to pick out an Apple Watch. Well, Costco, first of all, I really didn't want him to buy me one and spend the money. It's very sweet, and yes, I do want one, but I have a Fitbit that I have no problems with, and it works just fine, so I don't need the Apple Watch. But regardless, he was very insistent, and Costco didn't have the one that I liked or wanted, and if I'm going to spend that much money on something, then I'm going to get the one I wanted. So we're just holding off, playing it down. He knows which one I like now, so if he ever comes across a deal or something and decides to get it, he can. That's on him. But anyway, so we did end up going to Costco today too. So that was 6 stores today, and which was fine, because Costco was fine because there were a few other things that I needed from Costco anyway. So it was just one of those days. So then we came home and we started to watch James Bond, and Jason was just absolutely exhausted from just the stress and anxiety and being out in the public around everybody today. And so he was like, I really need to take a nap. So he took a nap, and then when he woke up, he decided to go play games with his friends, which I am fine with, because I have been getting a lot of work on my Cal done, and I've been listening to audiobooks. I just finished listening to a pretty heavy book that I've been listening for the past 3 or 4 days, and it's called The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X. Arpan, and it is a tremendous book. Like, it is extremely good. But I recommend it with the trigger warning for depression, suicide, any kind of mental health disorder. It's a heavy book. So I think that's played into my mood a little bit the last couple days. To be honest, last night I have very vivid dreams, and sometimes I get sleep paralysis, and I hadn't had sleep paralysis in years until a couple months ago it started up again. So last night I had sleep paralysis and if you don't know what that is, basically I knew that I was dreaming, but I couldn't wake up or move. Like, I was trying to wake up and I couldn't wake up. And it gets to the point where I'm super anxious in my dreams, where I'm like screaming, trying to make some sort of sound so that Jason will hear it and wake me up. And last night was so bad that I knew I was dreaming, and I kept telling myself that I was dreaming, and I said, okay, Jason's gonna, in my head, in the dream, I said, Jason's gonna move in a minute and he's gonna wake me up. Jason's gonna move in a minute and he's gonna wake me up, because I could not wake up, and I really needed to wake up. So finally he did. So that was I had only been asleep for less than an hour. And so he woke me up around 3 o'clock when he moved, and I didn't get back to sleep until 4. So, and then I got up at like 11, I think. So overall, I got like 5.5 hours of sleep. So it's just, I mean, that's basically why I've been sleeping so late the last couple of days, is because I have a really hard time getting to sleep, or I get to sleep fast and then I wake up and I can't go back to sleep. So anyway, I just feel like there's a lot of wasted time there because I spend so much time in bed, but the amount of time I spend sleeping is very little. Anyway, so my mood has been great the last couple of days, but that being said, I am glad that Christmas is over, and I feel really good about packing away the Christmas decorations. And you know, I'm just trying to do things that bring me joy. Now, knitting and listening to audiobooks really do bring me joy. This is bringing me so much joy right now. Like, it's all I want to do. I was supposed to start the Stephen West knit along today, and for me to not start it and want to choose to do this is, I don't know what it is about this, but this is making me feel really good right now. So I'm just going to keep knitting on this for a while. I'm going to start a new audiobook, I think, unless Jason comes back up and we watch James Bond, but I'm going to start listening to Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Mana something. What is it? Maniscalco? I don't know how to say it. You can figure it out. But it's a four series. There's 4 books out in the series so far. And so I'm going to start the first one. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty short. So we'll see how far I can get tonight. Anyway, I hope you guys, I've been talking for 16 minutes. I'm going to have to edit the crap out of this. Anyways, I hope that you guys had a wonderful Christmas yesterday. That's something I gotta do tomorrow. I'll edit yesterday's vlog and today's vlog. I've been trying to edit like 2 or 3 at a time just because it's easier than editing 1 at a time. I don't know why, but anyway, I have to be in the mood to edit. So I think that's it. Anyway, I am gonna go knit and I will check in soon. Hope you guys have a great evening. Talk to you tomorrow.